good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whichever that applies. I want to thank each and every one of you to the Lost in the Sauce podcast. I am your host, The Sauce. Now, I would be sitting next to the most beautiful co-host in the world, but she's at work. And this is my day off, so I'm doing podcasting while she's working. Ha! Shout out to Miss Cola.
Shout out to Miss Cola.
I want to bring back a very special guest. He is very near and dear to my heart. My own son and firstborn, named directly after me, Deuce Ferguson, a.k.a. Mr. Analytics. Hello, Deuce.
Hello, it's great to be back on.
Listen, it's a beautiful thing. So the last time we spoke about the NFL draft.
That is correct.
But incongruent with the NFL draft is the NBA playoffs. Now, my son is a sports buff. He loves all things sports, especially basketball and football. He follows it from the collegiate level all the way up to the pros. And he breaks it down to where I can understand it because according to him, I'm a dinosaur. So there's a lot of things I don't understand about this generation. He's in that bracket. He's recently turned 21. So guess who goes and gets my Hennessy for me?
That is me, unfortunately. And ironically enough, they still do not card. So I feel like me being 21, it just, there's no point.
Well, we live in the hood, so
yeah, that's true.
It kind of takes away. True. Once you're able to use your card, but you in the hood, they don't card.
They don't, like I could have been doing this like years ago. Like, what are we doing?
I could have been sending him years ago. You know what I'm saying? So anyway.
That's besides the point.
That's beside the point. I digress. But he breaks down the games where I love to listen to him. And I'm like, if I love listening to it, I believe a nice core audience would love to hear how he breaks down the game. So I'm excited to hear about this. Actually, I get a lot of my sports knowledge from just regurgitating what he told me. Then I go and tell other people, oh, shit, you smart. I'm like, yeah. Lying. Cap, as the young kids say.
This nigga plagiarizing my word.
So now they'll hear from the horse's mouth so that they now know my plug. So
yeah,
that's my sports plug.
Cat's out the bag.
Cat's out the bag. Shout out to Little Bear. All right.
Shout out to Little Bear.
That's our cat. So we have the NBA playoffs. We have the Eastern Conference going. We have the Western Conference going. We have a couple of teams that are up 2-0, some that are 2-1. Any 3-0s yet?
Yeah.
Oh, we got yeah. Oh, you know what? So I didn't have time to switch into my New York Knicks paraphernalia. He didn't have time to switch into his Denver Nuggets paraphernalia. So let me just be clear. Because I don't want no one thinking my son, I don't want no one thinking Deuce jumping ship, getting on the bandwagon. Denver's next wave. Explain to them how long you've been a Denver Nugget fan and tell them why. And real quick, he has a Los Angeles Chargers jersey on. That's going to play a role and you will understand why he loved the Denver Nuggets and why he loves the Los Angeles, who used to be
the San Diego
Chargers. So please, Deuce, explain why you're a Nuggets fan. Because for the love of me, I didn't understand it. So go ahead.
So I have been a Nuggets and a Chargers fan at the same time since I was able to understand the concept of colors. And when I was a kid, my favorite color was powder blue. At the same time as the San Diego Chargers were sometimes rocking their powder blue jersey and the navy blue ones, I was a huge fan of the Denver Nuggets jersey because that was one of their main colorways. Right. And especially because Melo was there. And
Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I used to rock cornrows when I was a kid.
Looking just like that, Nick.
Literally. So I've been a Nuggets fan since I was able to understand the concept of colors and the fact that someone looked just like me while playing. Because I think AI was there for a little bit too.
Yeah, but that was to the tail end of his career.
That was the tail end of his career, but still. Allen Iverson had cornrows. Melo had cornrows.
You had cornrows.
I had cornrows. Their primary colors was my favorite color. I was like, oh yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
Two black men with cornrows was his favorite color on. That's his team.
Nope, that's it.
So to put that all in context, he has been a Carmelo Anthony fan since he can remember. He's been a Denver Nuggets fan as far as he can remember. And I remember bringing him to his first New York Knicks game. It was against the Utah Jazz. And this is the same year Carmelo got traded from Denver Nuggets to the New York Knicks. Now, when I bought the tickets, that's the only time we got to see Melo.
You know, it's crazy. I was really young.
That was not planned.
I didn't know, because I remember watching Melo play in the Garden against the Jazz.
Right.
I couldn't remember which year it was for the life of me. I did not know that was the year.
Because I'm gonna tell you how I know. I wanted to take you to a basketball game. I'm like, as a dad, all dads should be able to bring their sons to a basketball game, especially because we're only an hour away from New York. So going to the Garden wasn't that huge of a stretch. And also, I love the New York Knicks. Now, this is when Knicks had Gallinari and all them. They had a really good team then. They was playing Utah Jazz because the only person they had then, I think, was Paul Millsap or something stupid like that. Or Jefferson. So it was a cheap ass game. It was like $60 for a ticket. I bought it in like 2 months in advance. Probably like a month prior to the game, Melo gets traded to the Knicks. Yo, I went back to Ticketmaster. Yo, those tickets went through the roof.
That's crazy.
Nosebleeds was expensive. So I literally caught the tickets right before Melo got there. Buy the tickets. A month later, he gets traded. And then we was able to see the game. So I was super excited.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it just worked out that you was able to see your favorite player.
I was able to see my favorite player
in a Knicks uniform.
In a Knicks uniform, which at the time, I didn't really like understand it that much. Like I only watched the basketball games when they came on, and that was like sparingly. I barely remember watching LeBron play. Like I barely remember watching Kobe play. And I only would watch the playoffs.
Right.
And Melo was not a good playoff performer, hence why I didn't really watch him that much. I love you, Melo, but sorry, man, you inefficient when the lights are bright. But that's besides the point. So before anyone is like, I've only became a Nuggets fan because they won. No, that's a lie.
Right.
I very vividly remember using them on 2K13. So, yeah.
So, with that being said, we have the Denver Nuggets that are just scraping the Lakers. The Lakers gotta win one. I'm sorry. If they don't want to be called like they got them like they got the Joker dressed as Gru from Despicable Me and calling the Lakers the Minions. Y'all gotta win at least one, man.
I have not seen that. I have not seen that.
They had the Joker with the scarf and the black joint.
Yeah.
And they had the goggles on LeBron and everything.
Listen,
they gotta win one. They can't get swept 2 years in a row.
Listen, the last time the Lakers beat the Nuggets, Russell Westbrook was on the team.
Yeah.
And I think he had a triple-double.
And the Clippers are doing not too shabby right now.
The Clippers are all right.
Yeah. So we're gonna stay in the West. So we got the Clippers versus who?
You have the Clippers and the Mavs.
Okay, so who do you got in that series and why?
I honestly have the Mavericks.
Okay.
I have the Mavericks.
And what's the count right now?
The Mavericks and Clippers the series is tied 1-1. They play tonight. The only home court advantages that really that are actually pretty impactful to me is OKC. They have a really good home crowd.
They've always had a dope home court.
OKC has
Golden State when it was in their prime.
Yeah, Golden State when there was an Oracle had crazy home court advantage. Minnesota has pretty good home court advantage, at least their fans. Knicks and Philly, only because that fan base is ruthless.
Who, the Philly?
Yeah, Philly, I mean, the Garden maybe, but then again, the Celtics kind of laid an egg the last game around, so we'll get to there. And I think, as unbiased as possible, I feel like Denver pretty easily has one of the best home court advantages off of the fact that they're literally playing a mile high.
Yeah. No, that's physical They have
That
a
is literal
physical
home court advantage.
Literally mile high, you a mile up, can't breathe.
Yeah.
And then they've been playing there all year.
Yeah, they're playing
4
there
years.
all year. They're used to it, and then they come down and like, oh, this is the air y'all be breathing.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Right. They on some, they don't affect me. You get up there breathing all heavy.
Yeah.
Winded. 5 minutes of the game, you need oxygen.
Yeah.
I seen that on the football field when people go play at Denver with the Broncos.
Yeah.
That Mile High Stadium is serious.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. They need oxygen on the sideline.
Mm-hmm. So the series is tied 1-1. I have the Mavericks personally because as much as I love watching Paul George play, I don't know if I can trust that core to play good and be healthy for 4 games. Because
if they are healthy, they're very dangerous. And I'm rooting for Westbrook because to me, I think he's gotten like a horrible reputation.
Oh, he has really bad rep. But I will say his reputation has slowly been salvageable ever since he got traded from the Lakers. It was just a bad fit in the Lakers.
It was
a
bad
horrible
fit.
fit in the Lakers. And
honestly, I'm looking at the Lakers. Like, I don't think anything gonna fit. Your best player is 47 years old. That's never good.
Yeah. I don't even know what they doing in LA.
Honestly, LeBron has nothing to prove. The simple fact that what he's doing right now is unheard of.
Yeah.
At the age in year 21, no players in the playoffs in year 21, let alone being dependent to carry the team.
Let alone starting in year 21. That should be the first thing noted.
Right.
I don't know if I would trust a 40-year-old to start in a serious NBA playoff
He's
game,
going to be 40 this year, and he's starting and still dominating to a degree in his position.
And he's doing pretty good, but me personally, I would put him in the point guard position because I think that's the spot that he played when they won. They had him
at point guard. So he was basically controlling the ball.
I don't know why they're playing him at forward at this point in his spot. LeBron has aged and he's washed, but instead of being like LeBron, he turned him into Magic Johnson. I don't know what they're doing. Like, how do you get older and just become Magic Johnson? Like, I don't get it. He is literally one of the best passers and the most intelligent players in the league. I feel like you should have him at the spot where you need that the most,
right?
Which is point guard.
Honestly, what we're seeing with LeBron is
unheard of.
Just the physicality, the tenacity that he has, the power he still has in his dunks. He lost a step because he's fucking 40. So yes, he doesn't jump as high, but he'll still bang it on you. He's still strong. He's still one of the best finishers at the rim in the league at 40.
And he's actually been pretty good from 3 too.
Yeah, and he's gotten better from 3.
Actually, what is his average from 3? Let me see.
I believe it's like the highest in his career, or at least
he's shooting 41% from 3 this year.
From 3, that means I don't feel like going that hole. I'm tired. I'm a shooter.
Yeah, he's really accepted the fuck you 3 into his bag.
That's the one where he spins it on his head and then shoots it.
He just calmly dribbles it. He looks at it and then he just sidesteps and then he shoots.
Yeah.
Not only does he shoot
fuck
it,
you 3.
He's like, it's like a half fadeaway. It's not like a full fadeaway. He just kind of like, not like a full fadeaway.
LeBron, I just don't understand how you play at that level. Listen, I know for me, because I'm only 41, when I stand up, I hear my knees crack. When I sit down, I hear my knees crack. Sometimes if I stretch too long, my back spasms. So I know as just a regular 40-year-old. But for him to be competing with these young bulls and these young cats that be high flying, very strong, they're going to make you feel it in the post pause. So it's like, when you have that day in and day out and there's a target on your back and the expectations that they always want LeBron, like they put if LeBron don't win this year, nigga, he's 40.
He's 40.
He's not supposed to.
And on top of that, I'm sorry, that Lakers team is so bad.
It's horrible. I don't know what they did, but you know what?
The
Lakers made the playoffs.
Did you catch like at least glimpse of the stats of the game last
I did
night?
not.
All right, so let me break it down.
Please do.
Real quick, yeah, I have the Mavs in 6. I have the Timberwolves in 4, and I have the Thunder in 4. Yeah, the first round of the West kind of stinks right now.
And what about you got the Mavs? You got the
okay, so it's
Wolves,
Mavs, Wolves, Clippers.
Okay, see, and you don't even talk about Denver because that's already done.
No,
there's no way. There's no way.
Nah.
Yeah,
I respectfully said Denver in 5 because I thought I was like, maybe
they might still get one, but that you know what it was, that dagger game where Murray hit that.
Yeah, listen,
that fadeaway.
If you can't beat Denver when you're up 20, you're not beating Denver. I'm sorry,
that's it. It's a wrap.
Funny enough about that game, when they were down 20, I turned off the game. When they were down 20, listen, they were down 20, and I said, nah, I'm not watching this. I'm not going to spend my night watching my team down 20 after I'm scrolling on Twitter and seeing nothing but NFL draft coverage, and it's nah, man, I can't do this today. You know what I did? I turned that bitch right back on after halftime. I said, hold on a second. This is Denver we're talking about.
Right. This is Denver, and it's the Lakers we're talking about.
Exactly. So, no, I think, because what I do is if I'm not watching the game, I will keep up with it with like a sport. I'll be playing on the game, but I'll have like a sports app open.
You'll still be able to check in and out of the game.
I saw AD almost had 30 at halftime. D'Lo went like 7 for 8 from 3. I said, yeah, no, this game's cooked. And I was checking the game. I said, yo, AD has been missing some shots. So for context, there's a phrase that I said during the NFL season.
Oh my gosh, I hate this phrase.
So
I hate it because it comes true every time.
I'm like 2 for 3 on this phrase.
I hate it.
Whenever a team is heavily favored, sometimes I'll take the underdog and I'm like, yo, the underdog has the chance to do the funniest thing ever.
When he says I want to slap the shit out of him because a lot of times when he say it, it's against my team.
Oh, no, I only did that once. I think I only did that once.
It felt like you did it 10 times because that shit hurt. Yo, they have the opportunity to do the funniest thing. If you see him on the next podcast with a black eye, it's because he said that bullshit and my team lost because we were doing great until he said, yo, the funniest thing can happen. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so even further context, every year, me, him, and Cola, we all do this thing called picks, where we pick NFL games each week, and sometimes there's like upset picks. So before I announce my upset pick, I pick that team. I'm like, yo, this team has the chance to do the funniest thing ever.
I hate when you say that shit.
So when I was watching the third quarter, I was like, yo, Denver got the chance to do the funniest thing ever, because they were down 20 like halfway into the third quarter.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was like halftime.
Going into the third quarter, they were down, and I was like, "Yeah, no, this game's kind of chalk." But then they have just been shooting poorly all series. The thing with Denver is that the margin of error you have is so low. You have to play perfect basketball against Denver, and even still, they might just be like, you know what? Nah, we're just gonna not let you win.
And Joker is a very crafty player, so it's not even like you can't give him that window of opportunity to come back because he is so unorthodox. It's not like you watch his game, you know his game. He can play a different game every single game. That's the best quality of Joker, where you know what you're gonna get with Kobe, you know what you're gonna get with Mike. You kind of know what you're going to get with LeBron. But LeBron's diverse. But Joker, you have no fucking idea.
It's like, yo, do you want a 50-point double-double or do you want a 20-point triple-double? What do you want?
Yeah, this dude is...
Because it's like...
And he can't jump over a phone book.
No. He can't jump over a penny. But even still, like... He is still one of the best conditioned players in the league. Oh, yeah.
Even though he looks like he drinks beer every day.
Like he looks like all he do in the offseason is just...
like mine.
But he's still one of the best passers in the league.
Absolutely.
And This might be one of the first times where I've ever seen an organic super team, because this is like
no, Golden State was an organic super team.
Yeah,
before
until they added Kevin Durant. That's when they.
But before that, drafting Steph, drafting Clay,
homegrown,
and drafting Draymond.
Yeah, this is like the second homegrown super team. No, the third. I feel like the Bulls could count as a homegrown super team. Not really. Did they draft Scottie?
Yeah, but they draft Scottie and
Mike.
But
they
always brought in like that
Dennis,
third player.
Yeah, they brought in Dennis, Kukoc.
I think they drafted Kukoc though, so maybe during that span.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not the '96 Bulls. Maybe the first three people.
Honestly, the Spurs.
Oh yeah, Spurs. I don't know what I'm tripping.
Yeah, the
Spurs are a homegrown super team, and they're about to become another one with that 7'4" alien running around.
Because they didn't do well this first year.
No.
So they're gonna draft high again.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna make that organic.
Oh yeah. Ew.
That's 7'7".
Why did the Spurs?
Guard.
I don't know what that franchise did. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic they did to like land like the lottery 3 times in a row. Because remember, they had Robinson, the Admiral.
Yep.
And then right after him, they had Tim Duncan,
which I didn't understand.
And then right after Tim Duncan, they got I'm sick of this franchise.
But remember, they also drafted Kawhi Leonard too.
Yeah, they did. They also drafted Kawhi.
Yeah. So Tony Parker, Ginobili, like they can draft.
Yeah, no, that franchise can draft.
They can draft. Yeah,
and Popovich is still I know the team didn't do well, but he's still a bona fide coach.
The fact that you can win in different decades.
Yeah.
And if Pop stays with the Spurs and he develops this young Wemby kid and the next player that they draft, it's going to be exciting. Because just think of them and how young OKC is, how young the Timberwolves are.
Oh, no. The West. The
West is looking it used to look back in the day.
Listen, I'm so glad the Nuggets are pulling a mid-90s Rockets, getting their 2 chips and then never winning. Listen, because I'm sick of it. I already don't like the Timberwolves. I already don't like the Thunder.
Ant-Man is something crazy.
Listen, Anthony Edwards is
He feeling himself
nasty.
Right now. He feeling himself right now.
He is a nasty player, and I mean that in the best way possible. He is a nasty player. SGA is a nasty player.
And then Wemby.
And then Victor Wemby.
So you got the monster out there.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, Denver, take it this year and be out. Just how the Lakers took this in 2020.
Yeah, listen.
Got the little chip and bounce.
Listen, I was able to watch one of my teams win a national championship in their respective sport, so I can die happy. I've already won.
My ideal situation for this playoffs is my Knicks and your Nuggets, and we can place a friendly wager. But we got to get past Philly. We just got a 50-piece.
Yeah, 50 piece by Embiid with half a face and one leg.
Okay, so he's going through Bell's palsy.
A minor case of Bell's palsy.
His eyeball was major.
No, I saw the clip of him and he's at the free throw line. And I was like, ooh.
I'm genuinely concerned.
No, me too.
Because that can mess with your motor skills in your face, and with his eye kind of going like that, it can make his vision blurry during the game. So they need to check that.
Yeah,
even though he dropped 50 with one eyeball.
I don't know what they're...
But I'm concerned for his health.
I don't know what kind of horse tranquilizer they're injecting into that man, but they need to stop. Okay, because as much as I sometimes dislike Joel Embiid's game, I think he's a phenomenal player. He's going to be an all-time
He would have been an MVP if he didn't get injured this season.
He would have been a 2-time MVP, potential Hall of Famer. First ballot, I don't know about that, but he could definitely get in. He's first ballot.
They're going to... Once you got an MVP under your belt and then you runner up the other 2 years, like he's been runner up multiple years as MVP. Having a chip, not having a chip, that's not going to determine your Hall of Fame, because there's a plethora of players that Michael Jordan kept out of the championship having a chip. Yeah, Barkley, Ewing, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp. Yeah, you had a few people that... I mean, the Lakers, the reason why Chris Webber doesn't have a chip, because that...
The Bucks are the reason why Chris Paul doesn't have one?
Yeah, the Sacramento Kings, they had a monstrous team. They just couldn't get past the Lakers when they three-peated.
Yeah, and then Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Okay, Carmelo. So there's a few people that don't have chips that are Hall of Fame first ballot players.
That's true.
As it stands, you have Russell Westbrook and James Harden, who are
Westbrook, Harden. They're definitely going in.
So you definitely have a bunch of players that don't have chips that their first round. So Embiid, he keep playing the way he's doing and stay healthy.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. When you're a big man like that, staying healthy is harder because it's more on your body.
That's true.
It's more on your body. Okay, so we talked about the West. Let's go to the East. Who we have in the East? Of course, we could start with Embiid, the Sixers.
Yeah, Sixers. They just won. Sixers and Knicks.
So they're still down 2-1 to my Knicks.
Yeah, I just that.
It's a horrible matchup for us.
That whole series is just like, it's just riddled. Like, because both teams can put up stinkers. Because Jalen Brunson has put up like 2 stinkers. It's just like,
and he just woke up, but Embiid put up a 50 piece.
Yeah, Embiid dropped 50.
It's really just Embiid and Maxey. These are the only 2 players that are playing.
Yeah, Embiid, Maxey, and Batum in the fourth quarter for some reason. So
you were saying that so Jalen Brunson put up 2 stinkers.
Yeah, he had some pretty rough games in the Garden, but they still came away with that.
And then you have Maxey and Embiid, the only 2 players really killing
the only really good players on Philly. Maxey's good. Won
really
most
good.
Improved player. Should he have won it? That's to be determined. But that's neither
and then
here nor
Boston playing
the Heat.
Heat
without Jimmy Butler with an MCL sprain, I think he has something like that.
Yeah, and don't they have what is it, 1-1 right now?
Yeah, it's 1-1.
That's bad.
The Heat stole one in the Garden because they had a phenomenal shooting night. They
historic. So that's more of a.
Hey man, you gotta take the owner on the chin. 22 threes in the game.
To have that to duplicate that again. It's kind of unlikely.
But then again, it is the Heat and it is Boston.
They do chuck threes.
Yeah, the Celtics live and die by the 3.
And evidently so does the Heat.
So,
and then we have Cleveland and Magic, which is the most boringest series I'm watching.
We will not be. Listen, and I like the Magic. The Magic are a really good young team.
That's a good young team,
They're a good defensive team. I will not be watching them playoffs. I watched like a quarter of the first game, and I saw their big man who's shooting like, I don't know, 20% from 3, hit like 3 threes in a row. I said, yeah, no, this series is over.
Yeah. So,
but apparently the Magic stole one in Cleveland. So
yeah.
The Cleveland still leads 2-1, but the Magic won. So good for them.
And then we have Indiana and
the Bucks. We also will not be watching that series because Giannis isn't playing.
How long is Giannis out for?
I don't know. I don't know. Until he comes back, I will not be watching the Milwaukee Bucks play.
All right,
Damian Lillard is still Damian Lillard, but like, how does he have less help when he's on the Bucks than when he was on the Trailblazers?
I know it's only because of Giannis being injured. If Giannis was here, it wouldn't even be a discussion. What matchups do you favor going forward? Like, which matchups would you like to see? Yes,
it's not gonna happen, but I would prefer to have the Suns face the Nuggets than the Timberwolves, because the Timberwolves will have the best defense in the entire playoffs.
Okay.
Because not only do they have a good big man in Rudy Gobert. See, the thing with Denver, you don't need to have a good big man. You need to have really good wing defenders who can switch. You need really good point of attack defenders because you don't need to stop Jokic. You need to stop his homies.
Right.
That's the key.
Right. Stop his homies.
Yeah, and Jaden McDaniels on the Timberwolves is one of the best point of attack defenders in the league.
Okay.
He's a first-team all-defensive guy.
So who you got matchup as far as the East?
The East, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the Celtics and Philly would be a funny matchup just because.
Don't say funny. See, this is that bullshit with that funny shit. Because my Knicks will have to lose for your matchup to come true.
Well,
I don't like that shit.
Listen, ideally, the Knicks don't have. The Knicks have really good size in the front court. It's the back court that really gives me
concern.
A little bit of concern because when you have Tatum and Brown. Tatum's like what 6'8", Brown is like 6'5", 6'6", And you got Drew Holiday, who's a really good, he's streaky in the playoffs. Derek White, who's a really good defensive guard.
Right.
So it's like, matchup wise, you want Boston to lose to Miami.
Got you. For matchup wise.
The only way for Denver to lose is if they lose to Minnesota.
Okay. Got you.
And
so the only chance of Denver losing is Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, then again, having to go through Minnesota and then go to OKC, that's going to be a really grueling matchup.
Got you.
Getting out of the West is going to be harder than winning the finals for Denver.
I understand. That makes a lot of sense.
Their finals is next round.
It's right, next round. Versus because they're going to face the most dangerous opponent in the second round.
Yeah, you're going to face the best defense in the league, who I've already seen they can beat Denver. Would they beat them in a 4-game series? That remains to be seen.
Right.
But I'm sorry. I don't know if my heart can take watching Denver play Minnesota. That's a 7-game series right there.
Right.
Denver and Minnesota, that's a 7-game series. And then having to go to another potential 7-game series with OKC, and I can't take it. Nope.
Yeah, the road to the finals is better.
Yeah, nah. The road to the finals is gonna be worse than making it to the finals. And if Boston gets knocked out in the finals and Denver somehow makes it, Denver's winning. I'm sorry.
Thank you again, Deuce, for joining the Lost in the Sauce podcast.
Of course.
I want to thank all you listeners out there. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss an episode. And if you're listening to this on the podcast streaming services, we thank you for your time and we appreciate you. And until next time, let's get lost in the sauce.